It's your 96.3 Real Country Cafe. Bryan Allen on the phone with Joe Diffie. He's going to be here tomorrow night. We cannot wait to see you. How are you, my friend?
If I was any better, I would be you.
It's been a long time, and so many people are waiting for you to get back here to Arizona. It's the Real Country Unplugged Show. You're with Mark Chestnut and Lori Morgan. I was going to ask you, I just checked out your Facebook page. You're not only doing the Unplugged tour, I saw on your Facebook page you're doing shows. You've got them booked like all the way through November 2017. Are you really on the road that long?
Well, I mean, we go home in between shows. It's been good, you know, just doing a lot of work, keeping the roads hot.
Keeping busy is a good thing, I guess, right?
Absolutely.
And you've done this for so long, you still have to just be having an absolute blast. I've seen a video of some of your performances, like your recent stuff, and you just look like when you're out there, you're having the best time.
Well, it's something that beats working any day. But yeah, I do. I love it, singing for the fans and, hanging out, and it's a great life. I've been very blessed.
Yeah, you sure have. And I want to go back when you first came to Nashville, and before all the huge hits and the Grammys and all that. How long were you in Nashville before you felt like the music career was really starting to take off?
Oh man, that's a good question. I'm not really sure. Probably after about my third hit, like, well, maybe I'm supposed to be here.
Yeah, maybe I'm onto something.
Maybe I'm onto something here.
I read that you at one time, did you really work for Gibson Guitars before you were doing the music thing full time?
I did. I worked there for a couple of years. They were very, very kind to me. I was doing a lot of demos, and so they let me off work early a lot of times. Heck, when I quit, they gave me 3 really nice J200 guitars. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Hey, that's somebody you want to work for right there. Do you remember when you first heard your song on the radio, like the first time you heard it and your reaction and all that?
I remember specifically, the first time I heard, my first song was called Home, and I was on a radio tour, where you go around to all the different stations. And it was in Tulsa, Oklahoma at the time, and I'd done an interview, and just a lot of my family's from around there. My parents were there, my 2 oldest children, and we were going to go get some lunch, and we happened to be driving by, I don't know if anybody's familiar with it, but Oral Roberts University has a giant praying hand. Well, we were actually passing right in front of those praying hands when we first heard it, so we pulled over, and all my family was crying, and Mom was, slinging snot and everything else.
And you were probably like, you saw that, and you were like, the praying hands, and just hearing your song, you're like, this is a sign, right?
Yeah, it was like, oh.
The angels started singing, and it was probably a beautiful thing. What's your take on country music today? Because I know not only have you recorded so many great records, but you've written for some of the biggest names going, Tim McGraw, and you had the hit with Jody Messina, Give a Damn's Busted. Yeah. What's your take on the direction that country music is going today?
It's an evolving thing. It just is what it is. I mean, I love some of it. Some of it I'm not so crazy about.
Right.
I just seem like, here's my big Joe Diffie personal opinion, it seems like we got a lot of the same song. I would like to see a little bit more diversity, but other than that, man, everybody's out there struggling and doing what they can do, and I know how difficult it is to make a go of it, so more power to them if they can.
Yeah, it's funny because kind of sharing along that same storyline there, I remember when I first started listening to country music, my sister was a big country music fan, and she was, the reason I like it, they're little movies, they're little story songs, and each song tells a story, and I started listening to it that way, and I'm like, wow, they're like little movies, and now, not so much anymore. I mean, a lot of your songs are like that, but you don't get that much when you listen to something on the radio these days.
No, you don't. You get a lot of the guys trying to tell you how country they are. I'm really country and I have a tailgate. But that's okay. Again, it evolves, and there's some jewels out there if you just gotta dig through some of them.
Yeah, you really do. Well, I want to talk to you a little bit about the show tomorrow night and what we can expect and everything. Can you hang out with us for a little bit?
Absolutely.
All right, we will have more with Joe Diffie coming up here in your 96.3 Real Country Cafe. And more of your requests on the way too. If you got one, 602-462-5794. We'll put it on for you. It's your 96.3 Real Country Cafe. So glad you tuned in. It's Bryan Allen, and tuning in for Joe Diffie tomorrow night. Hopefully you're going to be at the show, Real Country Unplugged Tour with Joe, Mark Chestnut, Lori Morgan, and Joe, our guest today in the Real Country Cafe. Are you more of a lunch guy, or maybe you're a breakfast guy? I don't know. Which one do you prefer?
Probably lunch over breakfast.
You do a bigger lunch than you do a breakfast?
Yeah, definitely. Half the time I don't even eat breakfast.
I do too. I'm glad to hear you say that, because sometimes I walk out the door and I'm like, I'm not even hungry right now. Why am I forcing myself to eat? It's going to be a great show tomorrow night, the Real Country Unplugged Show. And you guys have been doing the show for a little while. When did you hit the road with Mark and Lori?
Oh, gosh, we've done I mean, we started last year kind of doing a few of these things. I've done these kind of situations with Mark Chestnut and Tracy Lawrence and Sammy Kershaw and Aaron Tippin and Colin Ray. So it's kind of fun. It kind of keeps us on our toes, and it's kind of fun just to break up the regular routine.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to ask you. Talk a little bit about the show and how it differs from like going to a regular Joe Diffie show. Do you guys come out together and maybe do some stuff? I know it's kind of a stripped down thing, right?
Yeah, it's an acoustic show, so we each brought a couple of players, and we're all out there together at the same time. You know, it's just a lot more personal, I think. We get to mess around with each other and make jokes and tell a little bit about the songs, a little bit more. I mean, it's a lot more intimate than, say, a regular show, you know. But it's really entertaining. I think people enjoy seeing, kind of getting to know our personalities.
And I was going to say, and you get to actually hear the stories behind the songs, which I think is so many fans love that because they're like, I had no idea that's what that song was about. Or
exactly, yeah. And I mean, we don't go into ad nauseum about, you know, that I wrote this song about, you know, nothing like that. But
right.
Just a lot of you just get little insights about this is a song that reminded me of my grandpa or whatever, you know.
Right.
So that kind of stuff. Say it's really cool to hear my cohort singing songs in their kind of their basic format. So,
yeah.
You get to hear their talent, and you know, it kind of makes you appreciate it a little more.
It's funny, they always say when you hear a song kind of stripped down in the acoustic version of it, I mean, you can tell the song, but a lot of people say, you know, if you can carry a tune acoustically, you know it's a hit, and you know the person singing it's got a lot of talent if they can do that.
Exactly right. So, yeah, it's a fun departure for all three of us. We all get along really well, and so it makes for a good time on stage. So we tease each other a lot.
That's a good thing.
We sing along and play along, and it's a really good time.
We cannot wait. The show's tomorrow night. By the way, if you guys don't have tickets, go to the website 963realcountry.com. You can get all the info there. And is there a song that you still love doing to this day, like a favorite that you like doing live?
Oh gosh. Probably, I've said this for years, but it still holds true. There's a song of mine called Ships That Don't Come In that I don't know, it's a really emotional song, and it seems to bring out different emotions for different people. So I've always loved singing that one. It always gets a really good response.
That's awesome. Will we hear that one tomorrow night?
Absolutely.
Looking forward to that. And real quick, Joe, before I let you go, once you get some downtime, I don't know if that word's in your vocabulary or not, but what are you going to be doing? Are you going to be going back into the studio or just going to stay out on the road? What's the future for Joe Diffie?
Interesting you should ask. I actually have been in the studio and I'm working on some songs. It's like my trouble is trying to get enough time to get home and get back in the studio and sing them. I've cut 4 or 5 songs now, and so that should be forthcoming pretty soon. I'm hoping anyway, if we can get it done.
That is awesome. Well, it's something to look forward to in the new year, hopefully. And Joe, I know you're loving what you're doing, and that's what it's all about. And we so appreciate you taking time to hang out with us this afternoon. Can't wait to see you tomorrow night. Best of luck to you in the new year. We appreciate talking to you.
Hey, my pleasure, and thank you, and I look forward to seeing everybody.